Hey everybody, Alex here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of 2 Weeks, 1 Shot, a tabletop RPG variety podcast. Here we are, episode 5 of season 2, and we finally decided to confront all the daddy issues we've been struggling with for nearly 2 years now in a healthy and mindful manner by playing a tabletop game where we're all dads. So, go ahead and take a seat, son, because we wanted to let you know that we're finally coaching your Little League team. That's right, sport. No more missed games anymore, Tiger. It's a whole new leaf. Just after I get back from buying some milk from the store. No, you stay right there. I'll be right back, I promise. No, for real. Big, huge question, bigger than this whole room could even fit. What animals make the best dads?
Wasn't this like the first question we ever asked when we started up this podcast? Wasn't it like what magical animals we would be?
No, we never talked about fathers. No, we asked what's your centaur name, which I guess could venture into your dad territory. I don't know what your dad's like, but
would centaurs make good dads?
I do think of centaurs in a very patriarchal sense. You're right, I guess.
That tracks.
Like, do horses make good dads? I guess is the important question, because
horses make amazing dads.
I think you're right.
Because humans can or cannot make good dads, so I feel like we have to look at the horse part.
Wow.
To determine whether or not they're going to be good dads.
Humans are really 50-50 on dadship. You're right. Wow.
I would venture even like 70-30 on dadship, to be completely honest. So
wow, that's illuminating.
You know, I rate quality of father on a scale of 1 to horse.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That is the best scale, actually. So
then we would have to assume that centaurs are going to be some of the best dads.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
At least half and half, right? Yeah.
At least half of all centaurs are the best dads that they can be.
Just that from the waist down, excellent dads.
Yeah.
It's a strange way to put it, but
yeah. You know, I feel like any animals that have thumbs are probably pretty good fathers. I don't know why. I just associate thumbs with good parenting.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of the other like great apes have thumbs, and I don't think a lot of them make good dads at all.
What, don't they? I mean, don't like gorillas like read the whole tribe, and you know?
Aren't there like great apes that like eat their own children?
Whoa,
just cuz or something? Am I completely remembering?
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, it's vicious rivalry sometimes. Like,
let's be fair. A lot of animals eat their young.
What Discovery Channel are you guys watching? Holy shit!
I think that apes tend to be sometimes worse dads than humans, even. Although sometimes better dads. So, you know, depends on the ape, right?
I mean, when you're facing the harsh reality of existence, maybe eating your young is the best dad you can be.
Yeah. Thank you. This is just a misunderstanding. You don't know what they've been through. Yeah.
Welcome to the Nihilism cast, everybody.
I still have sympathy for the child-eating gorilla dad. You know, I think that guy's got some problems that he needs some help with and a little bit more love.
He's just misunderstood.
Exactly.
He's just misunderstood.
If you have to eat your children, I'm sure you have a good reason.
Hey guys, my name's Alex. If we could rap for a second about gorillas eating their kids. Look, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time because I was raised by gorillas.
He's the one that survived, actually.
Yeah. It was really rough. I had a lot more brothers, had a lot more sisters, but you know, just
they got eaten.
Big old Papa Rodriguez just kept munching them down.
Now all he got left is Frank. Holy shit.
And then Frank came along and just fought him off. It was very brave, very, very beautiful.
Oh, so this is all Frank's fault. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is all Frank's fault. And
is this like a weird retelling of a Greek myth?
Yeah.
It's the story of your life.
The story ends really with an adventurous journey and ends with us doing this podcast. It's so beautiful.
Wow, that's quite a twist there. So
see, Alex was a hairy dad, and Frank was a smooth dad. That's a reference to the Bible. Anyway, you can cut that part out.
Yeah, I don't want any references to the Bible on this show. Gross.
Hold on. What reference was that
I
even?
don't know. Yeah, elaborate, please.
This is Jacob and Esau.
Well, it was Jacob and Esau. Yeah,
Oh,
thank
okay,
you.
all
Jacob
right.
and Esau.
All right.
Get on your Old Testament, motherfucker. Come on.
I forgot that one, I
So
guess.
canonically, which one's smooth and which one's hairy?
Esau was the hairy one and Jacob was the smooth one.
So if I go
Yeah.
look in the Old Testament, the writers of the Old Testament felt it pertinent to describe how much body hair these two individuals had.
It actually is relevant to the story.
Defining feature of each
It
one.
is a
yeah.
plot point within that
It's
story
true.
of Jacob and Esau. So
And really, it's a story about a pretty shitty father who like loved one son over the other one, and created this kind of family dynamic.
Because he was hairy/smooth.
Yeah. Did the hairiness play part into how much he loved the other son?
Yeah, he
Well,
likes the
sort
smooth
of.
boy way more.
What? I take offense to that.
Right? You should.
I'm a hairy guy. I experience love.
no, actually, he liked the hairy one more, and
Okay.
Jacob had to deceive his father by putting like
You're right.
animal hair on
You're right,
himself to make his father think he was Esau to get his inheritance.
I don't remember this story at all.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super convoluted. So
I smell an A24 film coming up.
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
imagine though a story from the Bible being very convoluted. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk?
You know what animal really makes the best dad, though, is our buddy John, who's not here because
Oh,
he's
buddy.
busy being a good dad.
Dick.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Sucks for him.
You know, it's weird that he's not here for this because he's the only one that's actually qualified. So
I know.
Yeah.
He's the only
Yeah.
one who actually knows what it's like to be a dad. None of us here will.
That's
I
why
mean,
we kicked him out. This isn't a documentary.
Yeah, yeah.
This isn't a true crime podcast. We don't need facts.
truly, this is a fantasy game for us because this is truly, this is completely imaginary.
Okay. Conversely, if you had to be raised by a wild animal, which one would it be? Not horses. I already shotgun horses.
Ugh.
Not literally. Like,
wait, you shotgun horses? That's
Yeah.
impressive, actually.
Wow.
I'm not going to elaborate on how I shotgun a horse. You all, audience, you picture that beautiful word painting in your mind.
Leave that to their imagination, please.
Fan art. Don't.
Don't.
Please don't.
Send it to helixmissionary@gmail.com.
Send us drawings of our characters, not Alex shooting a horse. Please don't.
Or shotgunning a horse.
Whichever way you want to take it.
Yeah.
Just like the
Yeah.
horse takes it when Alex.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll let that one go.
Hey, remember when we used to do like when we were like a focused production and like
Remember when we played RPGs?
when we were like really serious about our mission and stuff to like the community? Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2 Weeks, One Shot, a tabletop RPG variety podcast where we play a one-shot campaign every 2 weeks from different tabletop RPG systems. My name is Alex, and I'll be running tonight's campaign. Joining us at the table are my stepdads, father figures, ghostly visages in the sky telling me, remember who you are, Simba, and friends. Introduce yourselves, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian, aka Helix Missionary. I definitely would consider myself to be like a ghostly visage, but probably without any useful information that sends you on a Shakespearean-inspired journey, and more just like a weird weed dream. That's the sort of visage that I provide.
You show up in the sky and you say, get chicken nuggets.
Bring me a taco.
Not even anything direct like that. Just like I would show up and be like, nuggets, and like leave it to you to figure out what that means.
Nice, nice.
Hey guys, it's Harold, and I'm mostly disappointed in you. And I think you know why.
Are you angry though?
No, Brian, I'm just disappointed.
Man, that's a real dad power move. Like, holy shit. I feel judged.
Right?
But also like I need to rise to the occasion. Impressive.
A little traumatized, aren't you? Yeah, me too.
And tonight's guest, Mike from 19 Hits the Dragon.
Hello. Thanks for having me. All super excited to be here. And I'm here to tell you not to touch the thermostat.
But I need to. I have to.
The greatest sin.
Nope.
I prefer it to be 71.
It's got to stay at a chilled, like 75 is low enough for everybody, okay?
Well, we'll see about that.
If we click it lower, that costs money, okay?
75. You're a good dad. That's pretty solid. 75 is a good thermostat.
This is telling of the conflict to come. For those joining us who are new to tabletop RPGs, a one-shot campaign is an adventure you play with the group of quote-unquote friends that begins and ends all in one sitting. Tonight's campaign will be played in the Dadlands. The Dadlands are a treacherous place where clans of warring dads all seek one thing, the remote. As they search for this sacred ancient artifact, dads must pull tokens from a fanny pack as they declare their actions as either lawful or chaotic. The tokens must then match their declared actions alignment, resulting in either a success, mixed success, or failure. Mixed successes and failures move the dads closer to becoming hardasses or deadbeats. Now, I had originally planned for everyone to use a random number generator as we're playing virtually due to COVID and us being law-abiding, caring human beings who don't want to get other people sick and each other sick. But maybe Harold, you're off the podcast.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. Finally.
But it turns out everyone has like colored tokens and everything. So that's fantastic. We don't have to use that. So I'm going to skip my whole thing about using that.
Aww.
The PDF you sent us said that we're supposed to have tokens that we put in fanny packs to draw from.
Yeah, we're just following the rules of the game.
We're doing our best to create the authentic dad experience. I'm here with my Hawaiian shirt. I'm here with my fanny pack on. I'd be wearing my cargo shorts, except they're in the wash.
Wow.
Very dad of you.
Yeah, and I have my Lexus-sponsored fanny pack with the official logo of Lexus on the front, with also, conversely, Lamborghini dice on the inside that I'm using as tokens. I hope that's
high rolling dad over here.
Yeah, holy shit. This is some dad with status.
This is all from Amazon for less than $20.
Nice.
Just don't tell anybody.
Okay. So also, the rules generally state that the dads are seeking the remote, which gives them command over the Titanus television occupying their skyline. Our adventure will have a slightly different objective, something we've kind of already alluded to, that is far more important to all dads. So now, fathers, as I say, yelling into the sky at your ghostly visages, let's get ready, steady, roll! Tonight's adventure is titled, A Dad Convenient Truth. A quorum has been called. The Dadlands are in turmoil, and only you, the most dad of dads, can save all of dadkind. The clans of the Dadlands have come to the only neutral zone seen fit to keep the peace within by all dads, the hallowed halls of the kitchen. You all stand with your respective dad clans crowded around the microwaves and ovens that line the walls of the vast halls of the kitchen, arguing about heating temperatures and the use of cast iron skillets. Despite the numerous arguments, many centering on the ancient conflict of proper meat thermometer usage, this is seen as one of, if not the most, successful quorums held in recent dad history. With their bellies full, the dads begin loud sing-alongs to classic fatherly jams played loud on the car dads' muscle car radios. The raucous singing and laughter is suddenly interrupted from on high by the rumbling of the ancient ice maker. As crushed ice spews forth from the massive opening, raining down in icy flakes across the kitchen, a figure steps out onto the ledge. You all recognize it as an elder, a dad, or grandfather. His weathered visage stares down at you all as the wind moves through his gray beard. A great disturbance has befallen the Dadlands. Every father has felt it. The grandfather shudders for a moment, his breath suddenly visible. In turn, several dads in the crowd begin to shake and shiver with chill, while others feel sweat across their brows and an uncomfortable heat. Even now, something has run afoul. His voice echoes through the kitchen. Someone is messing with the thermostat.
Gasp.
The throngs of dads gasp and shout with fevered rage until the grandfather raises his voice and requests, silence! We require the bravest, smartest, and sternest dads among us. The grandfather stretches his hand and moves it across the crowd of restless dads. Who among you will answer the call?
Oh, was that us? I will. Sorry, excuse me. That's not my character.
Not you, I hate that guy. Get him out of here.
Yeah, fuck you, Randy.
Fuck you, Randy. We all know what you did. Who else, aside from Randy, will answer the call?
Only Randy.
All right, fine, Randy. Get out of here. No. This is where y'all introduce yourselves. Come on.
Vern will step up and say, somebody's messing with the thermostat. We all know that's against the rules. And Vern is a fishing dad. So, of course, he is wearing his waders, which for those of you who don't know what waders are,
that's me.
They're like rubber overalls that have the boots included in them that you use for fly fishing. And being a dad, these waders, of course, go all the way up over his nipples. He doesn't, of course, have a patented fanny pack, a vest with lots of fishing lures tucked into various pockets, fishing line and so forth, some other gear tucked into his fanny pack that he's wearing, and he's got a bucket hat on his head with a couple of fishing lures tacked in there as well.
I was going to say, how many hooks does he have in the hat? Because that's the sign of prowess among the fishing dads.
Yeah, so he is a 4-hook dad.
Whoa.
Dang.
4-hook dad.
That's some high ranking right there.
The fishing dads only put hooks in their hats for victories, so you have had 4 major victories.
It's a pretty impressive dad.
I'm glad there's no religious connotation to the hooks in this world.
What? No.
Isn't it like a Jesus thing? Okay, let's continue.
Harold, stop trying to bring the Bible. Why are you suddenly bringing religion into this podcast so strong?
It's the Sabbath. What do you want from me? Come on.
We talked about the smooth and hairy sons of God, and let's move on, Harold. God. The grandfather looks down at you and he says, of course, the fishing dads are the first to arise in this time of crisis. Vern, we would be honored for you to help us control the thermostat. Who else among you all will join Vern?
Hey, I'm down for a ride. And from the back of the room, from the car dads, you hear a rumble from the cars as the crowd shuffles away. You hear, I'm down for an adventure, for family. It's Van Gross Stiesel here with my 1987 Nas-injected Camaro. That's right. That's what I'm driving today. Maybe on this adventure I'll drive something else. Maybe I'll drive something different every time you come to me. We'll see.
The grandfather looks out at you. He gives you a knowing glance, which reflexively, among all dads, especially the car dads, is known to just give a knowing nod.
I remember that nod from that 5th movie in the series we did together. That means a lot to a car dad.
That's right. That's the movie where I kick-flipped a tank into space.
And in the original movie, we were mostly trying to steal DVD players. Remember that?
I remember. It was good times, real simple.
So much easier back then.
You had a relationship with Michelle Rodriguez that I completely forgot about after watching the movie.
It was such an easy A-B kind of romance story. You know, had nothing to do with international travel.
Not a lot of substance. Who else will join in the adventure? Cowards!
Well, I suppose if you're gonna be going to head for the thermostat, you're gonna need someone who knows a little bit about the technology behind it. And from the crowd steps up a man wearing a checkered shirt over very sensible khakis and closed-toed shoes underneath.
Wow.
He's got a very ancient-looking but well-cared-for sort of lab coat type deal going on. He also has the fanny pack brimming with beakers and glass vials and all sorts of little equipment stuck in his pockets. He's got pens and a little pen protector in the pocket of his shirt. He's got his lab goggles.
Every pocket has a pocket protector.
Oh, yeah. He's got his lab goggles pushed up high on his forehead, keeping the hair out of his eyes. And he says, well, I think I'd be willing to help out with this anyway. I mean, it seems to me like you're gonna need someone with my kind of expertise, you know? So yeah, by the way, Tom Peterson, hope y'all know me. You know, you probably know my brother. Haven't seen him in a while, but he's around here somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, hey, I'm back here. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Oh, there he is. Hey. All right. So yeah. I figure you're gonna need someone like me along for the ride.
Hey, Tom, did I tell you I became a vampire? We'll talk about it later. It was fun.
Oh, you're part of the Vampire Dads now. That's a pretty good community.
Wow. I bet the Vampire Dads and the Carne Asada Dads get together pretty often and do some cool stuff.
God, we make a lot of good friends. It's good times.
It's got to be righteous.
The grandfather regards each of you. A feeling of judgment and inadequacy overcomes you from his paternal stare. You will travel to the south through the great unpaved roadway, home of the Tailgate Dads. Then it is on to the most forsaken area of the Dadlands, the Applebee's. Now go, find the thermostat, and bring balance to our world for all dadkind.
I didn't realize we were gonna be going to the Apple. Is it too late to back out? Because that is quite a proposition you're handing down to me.
That's right. Everybody knows that car dads are Chili's dads.
Well, I mean, I'm mostly make it at home kind of guy. We have food at home. We don't need to go to the Applebee's.
Whoa, and there's a father.
No! You have committed! You are now on a sacred mission for all dead. Oh, God, I need to sit down.
I love how in this universe, like, the grandfathers are seen as, like, respected, because, like, it could have gone the other way, where, like, all the grandfathers are, like, shoved into, like, a home at the edge of town.
They're very senile and just ignored generally.
They're the forgotten dads, but no, they're the granddads.
Where all old dads go is, you know.
You mean the Great Eastern Retirement Forest? Yeah, once dads reach a certain age, they are taken out to pasture, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happens to them.
Yeah.
The retirement forest.
And only brought out for special occasions and bar mitzvahs, yes.
It's just conveniently located right next to the lair of the Carne Asada Dads, but no one talks about it.
Wow. Also, the Carne Asada Dads. I did not know that was an option. What a wonderful tribe that must be. I bet they are magical and have great parties.
Oh, yeah.
Fiestas, per se.
Micheladas all the time. Fogata going. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Wow. I didn't realize there was such a racial edge to the Dadlands.
I didn't realize carne asada was as universal a dad trait as, cars or fishing.
It's a barbecue. Yeah.
Is there? Okay, sure. Isn't carne asada more of like a stew?
Get out.
Or is that kind of guisada?
Get out of this. Yeah, get out of this podcast. Away from me. Get away from me. Anyway, so now that you've received your grand mission from the grandfather, how do you prepare for your journey?
Well, Van, it sounds like you're gonna be the one who's getting us where we're going. So, how much space you got in that there?
No, bro. I took out all the seats so I can put in my NOS injected fuel system. But it's okay. I have other cars.
I was gonna say, do you have anything a little more sensible, like maybe a good family Subaru or something?
Sure. Yeah, I got a Subaru. I got a Subaru WRX XK9. That's powered with a double-injected turbo X-Charge system. I'm reading this on the internet at the moment because I know nothing about cars. It also comes in silver, black, or gold. But mine, I made gold.
Okay,
that's a family color.
It's a family color. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good family color. But
we could also take my Toyota 86 Supra, or perhaps my Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9, or perhaps I can borrow my friend's Honda Civic SI Turbo.
Are these all vehicles in the Fast and Furious movies? Please tell me they are.
Yeah, they are. I found some online.
Yes!
Excellent.
Nice. Well, I don't know, Vern. You can help make the call here, but I would say whatever has the seats or maybe the most trunk space. That's probably what we'd want to go with.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely need something that's going to be able to carry all of our gear as well as seat us. So I think...
I got you, boys. It's the hatchback. We're going in the Subaru.
All right.
Yeah. So, all right. I almost recommended a hatchback, but I wasn't sure if that would be stepping on your toes. I mean, you'd be in the car guy,
Hey,
you know.
hey, we're all dads here. I understand. Space is the greatest economy.
I thought it was the final frontier, but either way, that was a science dad joke.
That's a real knee slapper there.
That's foreshadowing, perhaps. Wow, where are the Star Trek dads? Did they all die? Are they here still?
They got absorbed into the science dads, actually.
Right. They've been colonized by the Elon SpaceX dads.
We don't really call it colonization.
It was in the great dad conflict back in the early days. They were eliminated, gone.
During the last recession, right.
So we're taking the hatchback then. That's the plan then?
Yeah, I mean, unless we need something faster, like the Ford Mustang. Oh yeah, we already said that one. Or the Chevrolet Corvette C6.
Ooh,
or the BMW M2.
that sounds nice.
Or the Nissan GTR. Yeah,
That one's got a lot of letters.
I'm not a big fan of Nissan, but that happens. Or maybe when we're done and we can celebrate, I'll bring out the Lamborghini because every dad likes a Lamborghini.
Ooh. It is the perfect nexus of all dad interests in a vehicular fashion.
The one thing none of us could possibly ever afford, but all of us want even more than any other.
And you all mysteriously have one keychain with its logo hidden somewhere in a drawer.
Right.
Now that you've chosen your muscle car to make it through the Dadlands, you begin your journey. As the sun moves to its apex in the sky, each dad instinctually reaches for the bottle of sunscreen given to them at birth and applies it to their faces while chanting, it's going to be a real scorcher, huh? You each look across the horizon towards a winding and branching road of dubious quality. Ancient stadiums and parking lots are strewn across the landscape with tailgate dads mulling about, swarming around lawn chairs and unlit grills. They growl and hiss at each other, vying for open seats and the chance to parallel park their behemoth war vans. As you move through the unpaved roadway, you see one such war van has overturned and blocks the road. What do you do?
I hate tailgate dads. You're not supposed to eat on your car. You're supposed to drive on your car.
Really the worst mix of the grill dads and the car dads. All the deadbeats that have been rejected from those clans have ended up in the tailgate dads.
Well, this doesn't look like a designated parking spot.
Definitely not. Is there room in the road to go around this car, or are we going to have to move it out of the way to get past it?
As you assess the situation, you can see that with some skillful driving, you can probably get around this overturned war van.
All right then. Well then, boys. I mean, dads. Make sure your seatbelts are fully buckled.
Click it or ticket.
And don't have your seat all the way back, because that's pretty rude to do to the person behind you. Hold on to your butts.
Oh yeah, no, I've got it buckled in. I've got the neck pillow set up here. We're good to go.
I hit the NOS injected thing. I look out the window and I freaking... I hit the accelerator. I'm not a car person. I push the go pedal as hard as I can.
Ooh, you go so good. But here's what I need you to do. I need you to make a pull. Now, but let me know, right? Is this a lawful dad move or is this a chaotic dad move?
Oh, this is all chaos. I'm putting all my faith into the wheel, or the engine, or the accelerator.
The four other wheels?
Yeah, whatever it is you put your faith in like the part of the car that you put faith into, that's what the glove compartment. I'm putting my faith into the glove compartment.
The heart of the car.
The heart of the car, yes, thank you.
I'm going to state that this is a difficult pull.
Okay.
Because the unpaved roadway, the quality of the road that you're going on is already so dubious.
That's terrible.
And then on top of that, the space that you're trying to get to is even, right, it's going to take some chaotically good driving to drift your way through
I
it.
hate when people double park.
Right. Not to mention a lawful dad would stop and give roadside assistance, or a lawful car dad would, but not not Van Grostiesel.
That's not my car club.
That's not what family would do. All right, give me a pull.
I get it because it's not your dad's car club.
There you go. I love it.
We make jokes here.
I wonder what color it's going to be. It's green. It's chaos.
You have to pull 2. Sorry.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's green. It's chaos. And here comes another. It's also green.
Whoa.
That's green to me.
Wow. All right.
Nice,
Here we go.
Nice.
Fully chaotic. Let's do it, baby.
You see the muscle car you're riding in slowly idles as you assess the overturned war van in front of you. You begin to see grill dads coming out from either side of the vehicle. They stare at you holding spatulas and wearing aprons that say "Kiss the Chef" and other ones that say "I'm with stupid," pointing at each other and themselves.
Classic.
You see some of them begin to round the corner, and they have burnt grills over their heads. You can tell they're trying to use them as weapons. As suddenly you feel the growl of the engine beneath your asses, and then Van Grostiesel hits that go pedal so hard, and it goes so much.
Yes, it does. As
the tires screech, and he jets forward, you feel yourselves pushed back onto your seats from the force of the engine. You hitting that NOS? Hitting that NOS for this?
Wait for it. Hit the NOS button.
You hear over the rumble of the engine, and as he approaches the small gap, you see he suddenly jerks the wheel violently to the left. The car itself suddenly on 2 wheels. He hits the NOS, and the car fucking jets right through that little gap. As you look back, you see that there is a multitude of other grill dads and another war van that suddenly jets out and begins in pursuit. But Van Grostiesel has drifted or done this 2-wheelie thing on a 4-wheeled car. I don't know what you'd call that. So good and so hard that this war van can't even keep up.
That's called the Too Fast, Too Curious slide. I learned it from the Asada dads. Yeah, that's it.
Excellent.
That's everything I said.
Speaking frankly, I'm not sure how any of that was even possible by the laws of physics, but we're gonna let that one go because we all clearly it worked. We're already here. Let's keep going.
You gotta have faith in the car, and you gotta have faith in family.
For good measure, I want to reach into my pockets and pull some fishing lures out that have a bunch of hooks on them and just kind of throw them out like caltrips behind us to like flat any tires or pop any tires of pursuers.
All right, give
Batman
me
this car.
That's going to be a pretty standard pull. So give me a pull of 1. What is that? A law or just a chaotic?
1? Yeah, that's definitely chaos.
Oof, nice. Okay.
I feel like that's a dangerous toys move for sure. So
I'm not sure how I feel about all these free spirits that I'm riding with here. Maybe I should have stayed back home.
Let's see. Oh no, I got a red. I pulled the law.
Oh, so here's what happens. You right, Vernon reaches into his pockets here, right, and very deftly pulls out several fishing hooks. You see he tosses them out the side over where the war van is. But the unpaved roadway, so dubious in quality, so cracked, so filled with potholes, is so uneven that as the hooks fall out of the car and bounce around, one errant hook hits a corner of a pothole just right, and it bounces just a little bit and hits one of your back tires. You feel your car suddenly start to slow down.
My car?
My bad, guys.
You're
Dad's.
You're gonna pop a car dad's car? You're gonna pop a car dad's car tire?
It was an accident.
This is a grave sin in our dad culture.
As the car slows down, you suddenly see out of your rearview mirror, you hear the howls of the tailgate dads as their giant war van approaches you.
Well, I did get rid of the chaos token that the lawful token that I drew as well, by the way, since it was a failure.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Ouch.
Forgot to mention that. Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. When we're getting successes and failures, that also changes our pool sometimes.
That's true. And actually, Harold, since you drew 2 chaos tokens off of that, you gain 1 more chaos token.
Oh, lovely. Okay, sure, I'll take that. Wink.
So now you have 6 chaos tokens.
Oh my goodness.
You bitch.
Oh my god. Getting aggressive.
So the cars are gaining on us. Is it bad enough that we need to stop and like patch up the tire, or do we have enough tire left to get away from this with some cleverness?
You're definitely starting to feel the ups and downs of the tire as it's flattening.
Don't worry, dads. I, like any good car dad, have several spares in the very tiny trunk that I have. But you're gonna have to distract these monstrous grill dads, because I don't talk to no grill dads.
You hold on for just a moment. You pull the car over, do your thing with the tire. I think I might have something that can do the trick. Might just a fun little experiment that we can do at home or anywhere we happen to be that might just get these guys a little bit distracted.
You want to experiment on my car?
No, not on your car. I got some of my stuff in the trunk. We loaded it up, remember?
Well, all right. Let's do it.
I think we did that. We established that we did that at some point, I'm pretty sure.
He readjusts his muscle shirt and he goes to the back of the trunk and gets the spare out. And as quickly as he can, since he is, of course, trained by the great pit crews of the car dad culture, you know, the true radicals of car dad culture, those with no car of their own, but dedicated to the repair and maintenance of the car. Truly holy men. He gets that jack out, flips it out, does the fucking twist out thing real quick until it's out, slams underneath the car, and starts working out, putting on the spare, doing the thing. He's twisting the knobs, twisting the little screws with his damn fingers, because all car dads have the strength in the fingers.
Your training with this is so on the fringe of car dad society, right? Because the car repair dads are a small, right, subsect of the car dads that a lot of car dads.
I mean, it's a great employment, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they get dental, they get insurance, you know. I mean, their
benefits are fantastic.
They're required for any car dad, you know, event, really.
Right, but many of the they don't have the same respect as the car dads because they're misunderstood. They don't have their own cars. Right, but car dad society couldn't survive without them. But due to your training and how deft you're able to do this is going to be just a standard pull. And what is this? Is this law or chaotic, by the way?
You know what? This is law. This is a dangerous one for me. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's green. I set myself up for failure.
It's a chaos move. No way. Okay. All right. So you're going to have to choose one token to discard, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to discard the token you just gave me.
Okay. So you're down to 5 chaos now.
Down to 5 chaos.
All right.
Yeah. That's all the chaos I need. Thank you.
You're able to get the spare tire out, right? But this maneuver that you're trying to do to get the lift up just doesn't quite work. You have to pretty much resort to just regularly, like, right? You put it in and it kind of slides too far underneath the car, and you have to do that awkward thing where you're reaching underneath the car trying to get it, like, right? It's right at the edge of your finger.
It's dangerous because it might bend the middle.
Yeah. So it just
it's bad. Everybody knows.
So you're able to achieve this, but it's just taking you a lot longer than you meant for it to. But in the meantime, Brian, what was your dad's name again?
Tom Peterson.
Tom Peterson. There we go.
No. What's your real dad's name?
Oh yeah.
What's his name and what's his social security number, if you don't mind?
Well, like I said at the beginning, let's all dox our dads on this episode.
I'm pretty sure none of us are playing our fathers, and like actually, I'm pretty proud of us. This feels like it's a healthy. This is a good.
I mean, I'm pretty close to my dad, if I'm being honest here.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about it? Because this can be a great space for us to talk about anything.
This is a safe space.
No, look, my dad's a great guy. We have a great relationship, actually, so it's fine. I don't have anything to unpack here.
It's fine.
I'll talk to my therapist about that tomorrow. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
You can talk to us too. You know,
We're a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
we're all adult men, and you know what? We're friends, and we're comfortable. And sometime in the middle of a game about dads, we can talk to each other.
You just gotta talk about your own dad.
Yeah, and grow.
We've already had a lot of unpacking about brothers in the past, so I mean, segueing into dads is easy.
Yeah.
That's easy territory.
I'm just saying, guys, this is a safe space just between us three and whoever listens to this podcast. So please feel free to dump your dumps.
Well, it's awkward because the only other person who listens to this podcast is my dad, but I wouldn't mind unloading some baggage if you all got some time. Anyway, Tom Peterson, opens the side door of the muscle car, steps out. A slow breeze moves across as he stands, his coat moving very heroically in the wind. What does he do?
Well, first he buttons his coat up because that's
just irresponsible. You're going to get a chill.
If it's moving around, it could get caught on something, and who knows what happens then. But yeah, he's moving to the trunk, and he says, "Hey, Vern, actually, if you want to help me out with this, we're gonna set up this little contraption here, and it's gonna be a real humdinger. Let me tell you what, it's really gonna it'll really take care of the situation. We could use some of your fishing line for it if you got any good sturdy weight.
Yeah, I got so much fishing line actually. So I'll just start pulling it out of my pack.
Yeah, you spool that and you rig it up when I tell you to.
Yeah.
And Tom is going in and he's pulling out from the trunk. After Van has grabbed the spare tire, he goes in and he's grabbing out his little carefully packed bins of science equipment and experimental stuff. And he's pulling out PVC pipes and he's pulling out a little bit of a stand for it, some plywood base to set it all on. Be responsible, have a nice flat surface, make sure you're working properly. Some duct tape to hold it down and everything,
Gee, it sure is a good thing we got a head start on those tailgating dads.
It's a very big head start that we have. It is the perfect amount of head start for us to set this up. In fact, I imagine.
As you assemble your tools, now this meeting of both fishing dad and science dad is so rare, so uncommon, right? The science dads haven't really helped the fishing dads in eons since they helped with the making of the perfect fishing pole, which it's designed.
Well, hey, don't forget James Cameron. I mean, he's kind of he's a film dad plus science dad with like a ocean thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shit.
Ocean exploring dads are different than the fishing dads, I'll have you know.
It's a common mistake.
Okay.
Just because we both have like nautical themes doesn't mean we're the same type of dad.
No, I hear you. I've met the saline dads. I see what you mean. For sure. I get it.
It's great. That's amazing.
Thank you for understanding.
I hear you.
Now, due to the intersection of these two dad clans, right? It's almost kind of awkward working together, right? So I'm gonna this is gonna be an assisted pull. Both of you are gonna pull.
Okay.
So essentially, what that means is this allows two dads to team up to handle a situation, with the backup dad adding one of the tokens to the difficulty pool. So I'm gonna say this is a pull of 3. Now, can you tell me, is this lawful or chaotic?
What Tom is attempting to accomplish here is pretty lawful.
Okay.
Because he is using rigorous scientific knowledge for how to set up this contraption. This is something he's done many times in the past. It's a common little experiment, fun thing you can do. And he's using that very, strict scientific understanding to make it happen.
So I'm gonna, if I'm reading these rules correctly, Tom is going to pull 2 tokens, and Vern is going to pull 1 token.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm using green for law. I thought green was law.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, it's chaos, so I pulled a chaos token. So it looks like it's going to be.
Red feels like a more chaotic color.
All right. Well, you have achieved a mixed result, right? But that means you do succeed. But tell me a little bit about how balance, the core of all dad fundamentals, helped you in succeeding with this task.
Well, the way that balance helps here is that it is a very lawful act, right? That we are doing this very strict scientific experiment. Tom is making sure that it's all up to code. It's all, really using the right procedure. But we are doing it pretty haphazardly. We're doing it in the middle of a road with this war van bearing down on us, and we only have so much to work with. We're using the fishing line, which is a perfectly good material, but not the standard that we might use for this. And Tom is not as familiar with how that's going to work. But Vern, with his chaotic edge, is able to help, make it all come together. We make some quick adjustments on the fly, and we get it all rigged up. And as we're wrapping up, we have this tall PVC construction with the fishing line running from a small crossbar at the top down to this nice, heavy 15 kilogram weight. It's kilograms because it's science. And Tom has that set up on it, and he pulls it back as he's standing at the road, and he looks at Vern and he says, all right, now watch this. And as the van is getting closer, when he deems that it's at the right velocity and distance, he lets go of the weight so that it can swing on the pendulum effect up towards the war van, and they have to choose if they're going to get hit by it or if they're going to swerve out of the way.
You see, this war van continues its way because the reality is it's being driven by deadbeat dads, right? The tailgate dads are nothing but deadbeat dads. So really, as they're driving forward, they're not even looking at you all. They're fighting over what's on the radio.
Losers.
So as it moves forward, right, you see that weight come down, the war van unyielding in its direction towards it. Suddenly the weight hits, and you just see the front of the truck implode as the war van skids to the side and then collides, giving you just enough time for Van Gross-Diesel to finish changing out the tire. You all quickly jump back in the muscle car and speed off towards the...
Before jumping back in, Tom does stay where he was standing and lets the weight at the end of the pendulum swings back, and it comes just up to his face but doesn't quite hit him, and he grabs it and he looks in and he says, so you see, because I was letting it go, it doesn't have the momentum to come all the way back, so I'm perfectly safe. Let's get this unpacked.
So wait, did you just kill some dads doing that?
No. We didn't kill any dads. They crushed their car. That's it. That's the only thing that happened to them.
Severely injured, if nothing else.
Because I don't want to end up as a jail dad. That's what I'm saying.
No, you didn't kill any dads. Dads don't die in the Dadlands. They just go away. They just
they go back to their families.
They go on a summer vacation.
they step out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And by the way, because we got a mixed result, I will discard one of my lock tokens that I drew.
Okay.
Thank you all for keeping track of that.
and to clarify, so I did get it mixed up. Green is law and red is chaos according to the rules. So I just switched around my tokens real quick so we can all be doing the same.
Sweet.
Harold.
Mine is blue, so there's that too.
Chaos, Harold.
My
chaos.
law is blue.
Yeah, I mean, he is playing the most chaotic dad among us. So.
He really is.
As usual, hey.
All right.
My children will be taught in the ways of chaos. On their first birthday, I will leave them with nothing but a spatula in the middle of the woods.
Children are only spoken of in fables. They don't exist in this world. They're myths, legends, Harold.
Oof.
Only dads in this Dadlands.
Only dads. Yeah.
So that's the kind of dads we are. just like wives and girlfriends, right? No, those don't exist here either. Just really, really good friends.
Just really good friends.
Oh my God, this game is gay.
It's a lot of cuddling in the Dadlands.
Oh my God, is this? Are we in the Daddy Lands now?
Nope.
I like that. Anyway.
I like it now too. The Daddy Lands.
I guess now we're playing a new game called the Daddylands. Okay, announcement time. First announcement, in case you haven't noticed, we're doing another show that comes out in the weeks between this show coming out. So, right, this week you got a 2 weeks, one shot. Next week, you're going to have Two's Talks. So we're still kind of figuring out what Two's Talks is, but, go check it out. Maybe you have a laugh. Maybe you have a cry. I know I certainly do every time we record it. Second announcement, and just a general announcement to all tabletop RPG podcasts or streams or YouTube shows, whatever you are. Just so you know, we're available for collaborating. If you want to work with 2 weeks, one shot, feel free to get in contact with us. We actually have a very helpful little link where you could fill out in case you want to be on our show or you just want to connect. We're over at bit.ly/twoscollab. That's bit.ly/TWOS collab. Collab is spelled COLLAB. We're open to being on your show. We're open to to having folks come on to our show, fill out the form, let us know, and we'll get in touch with you once we get our lives together, as we're always trying to do. All right, let's do some Twoscast housekeeping. Ooh, this is exciting. Okay, we actually partnered with Audible to offer out free trials. So if you're anything like me, sitting down to read a book can sometimes be kind of a hassle. So what's the next best thing? Having someone read to you, right? So why not a subscription service where you can download books that are read by professionals, by professional actors and narrators, and even familiar voices from related media to those books. And it's also a great way to support our show. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then head on over to audibletrial.com/twoscast. That's audibletrial.com/TWOScast. We also wanted to give a huge thank you and shout out to Mike from 19 Hits the Dragon. He is a good friend of the show. He's always there whenever we need him, and it was a blast getting to play with him at this adventure, and we can never thank him enough. Make sure to go and check out his show, 19 Hits the Dragon, at Linktree/19 Hits the Dragon. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/19 Hits the Dragon. All one word. It's a tabletop community talk show where Mike interviews different members from the tabletop RPG community and just has really insightful and fun and mostly nerdy conversations with different members of the community. It's a really good time. I really suggest you go check it out. Again, that's Linktree/19 Hits the Dragon. Wanted to give a big thank you to rolemusic for providing our awesome intro song titled The River, and to the contributors at freesound.org for all the sound effects and ambient noises you're hearing throughout the episode. Be sure to check the show notes for more info and links to everything I just talked about a couple of seconds ago. If you'd like to support the show in a more direct fashion, you can visit patreon.com/twoscast. That's TWOScast. And for just $2, that's right, $2 a month, you can help us towards our goal of hiring an editor, because I'm losing my mind. For more of us here at Twoscast, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Twoscast, that's TWOScast, and use hashtag Twoscast to say hello. And if you haven't noticed yet, we actually have a TikTok account where we just post our episode previews, but we're there if you want to follow and support. And we also have a YouTube channel where we post the full-length episodes and also shorts for the episode previews. So if maybe, any of the other platforms we're on isn't necessarily your thing, or just YouTube's maybe your primary thing, that's another avenue where you could listen to the show if you'd like. So, and coming back around on that, to hear the show, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, or Google Podcasts, or YouTube, like I just mentioned. If you're listening on Spotify or Podbean, follow us to be notified when episodes come out. And while you're at it, go ahead and rate our podcast on Spotify or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We don't advertise the show at all right now, so positive ratings and word of mouth are our most powerful tools to help the show grow. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Okay, you know the drill. Every Tuesday, you get Twoscast, all right? We'll be back next week with another cursed episode of Twos Talks, the talk show version of 2 Weeks, One Shot, on Tuesday, April 26th. And the week after that, we're swerving right back into Dungeons & Dragons as we continue the case of the empty cradle. Yes, you heard right. The Frank Darling Detective Agency continues the search for Helms Sr. and Helms the Unsenior / baby, coming to your ear holes on Tuesday, May 3rd. One last time, so we're all on the same page. Twos Talks coming to you next week on Tuesday, April 26th, and the case of the empty cradle continues the week after on Tuesday, May 3rd. Okay, part of me is feeling like we're not resolving any daddy issues, but we're just causing more. But maybe maybe that'll change with the rest of the episode, so let's get right back into it. The paved road beneath you eventually gives way to blasted earth, with canyon walls rising along both sides of you. Darkness slowly overtakes your vision, until in the distance, you hear a soft hum growing louder. As you approach the hum and turn a corner, you are blasted with the blinding lights of red and green neon signs. Your stomachs turn at the scent of ill-prepared chicken wings, overcooked steaks, and flat soda. You have arrived at the accursed Applebee's. You march forward through the aisles. Dads wander listless and lost between booths and bar counters, their expressions a mix of rejection and disappointment. These are the sad dads, rejects from all the dad clans, unable to light their own charcoals, change their own oil, cast their fishing lines without tangling, or properly preparing supplies for theme park outings. You have heard of such a place where these saddest of dads go when they find no place among the dad clans. But seeing it here, before you now, brings a chill to your spine. Moving further into the Applebee's, avoiding waiters and mounds of coasters, you eventually come to an area that is blocked off. A pile of shoddy furniture, unkempt grills, rusted car parts, tangled fishing line, and tossed manuscripts have created a barrier going from one end of the canyon to the other. One sad dad approaches you. "Oh, hey there, friends. Looks like this is the end of the road for you all." The dad is wearing a floral shirt. Barbecue sauce stains and spilt beer mix in with the tropical Brian. Damn it. And spilt beer mix in with the tropical patterns. He burps and says, "Name's Jumpkins, nice. And I'm a vacation dad." He burps again and a tear comes to his eye. "Sorry. I used to be a vacation dad." He wipes his eye with the stained napkin he uses as a bib. "I see you're all admiring our wall of unfinished projects. Oh, guess y'all just might as well find yourself a seat. It's happy hour every hour."
Damn, Jumpkins. You're depressing as hell. What happened to you?
This happy hour doesn't sound very happy to me.
Let's get out of here. I'd rather stop at a taco stand ran by the carne asada dads. Big ups. My favorite part so far.
You know, I think I've heard legends that say the tacos here are made by former carne asada dads.
Or made out of former carne asada dads.
A little column A, a little column B.
Either way, they're not nearly as good as what you find at the, fresh stands.
Do you think like the food we're eating is also dads? Like our animals that we're eating also dads? Like, so like if it's chicken, would it be roosters? If we're eating cow, if it's like a steak, it has to be like made out of like bull. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all are surprised. I mean, we're like pretty much a step away from like a really horrifying post-apocalyptic society and all. I mean, we're eating each other. It's Soylent Green. It's dads, man. It's dads.
Just dads all the way down, huh?
Holy shit.
So regarding this wall of unfinished projects that the sad dads have discarded, blocking your way through the canyon, how do you move forward? That's a cue for one of y'all to give me a solution.
Yeah.
On an emotional and intellectual level, a wall like this represents, everything that a dad isn't supposed to be, yeah. Right? In some way, this is like a testament to the failures and shortcomings of many a dad who has come before.
Yeah, you're telling me, brother.
We just burn this place to the ground.
But Mr. Jumpkins, was it?
Yeah. My friends call me Jump, but, fuck you guys. So, Jumpkins. Two of you look really familiar and I don't like you.
Mr. Jumpkins, I feel like I've gotten you killed or maimed or arrested in several past lives.
I assume that romance situation I set you up for last time didn't pan out for you, huh, there, buddy?
Wait a second, what's your name?
Wasn't there a princess I was trying to get you laid with? Didn't that work out for you? What happened, Jumpkins? What
The
happened?
Marquestris. It didn't work out all that well. I don't want to talk about it. That was eons ago. I'm a dad now. I'm a sad dad. We're not even in the same universe. Go on.
So as I was saying, Mr. Jumpkins, there, from a scientific perspective, though, I think this wall has a totally different understanding because it's sort of like all these things that, you start doing and then you don't finish it. And that's not good. Obviously, you want to finish the things you start. If you start a job, you should always finish it. That's what I say. But, if you can't finish it, sometimes you got to put it on a back burner and come back to it a little later on. And that's, sort of how that's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we develop, new scientific theory is by trying things out. And sometimes they don't work and we put them up. So to me, I think this wall doesn't represent the end of the road. I think this wall represents just, another bump in the road. And we've been over bumps before.
I hear what you're saying, Science Dad. I say we drive straight through it.
I mean, I wasn't going to recommend that because on a physical level, the wall doesn't represent any of those things. It represents a very,
very sturdy wall,
a very real physical barrier.
But spiritually, it's just a speed bump, and we are all on a spiritual level. Fantastic dads.
I mean, yeah, but also, if you drive your Subaru here headlong into it, I think we're all going to get, sort of crunched up.
You don't know until you try.
Being a science dad, I think I have a pretty good hypothesis, and it's one that I don't really feel like we can ethically test.
Yeah. Besides, you don't want to scratch your car up too bad going through all this debris.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, right?
Imagine what would happen to your car if it doesn't work out. That would be a real shame.
Fishing Dad's got a point. I can't scratch a Subaru.
It's impossible. Literally impossible. The material's too good.
It's got the coat on it.
As Tom Peterson is giving this speech, right, and then Van Grostiesel kind of adding to it, and Vernon as well. You see some of the other sad dads are kind of crowding around. They're all like nodding their heads, and so guys, well, I'm going to say this is a defining moment.
Aww.
So generally in the rules, right, this says only 2 dads can team up to handle a situation, but we're gonna break the rules a little bit. We're gonna say 3 dads are gonna all team up.
I just wish my son could be here to see this.
A what?
You're what?
If only our dads could see us now.
Ooh,
There you go. That's the one.
Where's my grandfather?
From the sky, suddenly Simba. Anyway.
Get out of here. You're just a manifestation of my subconscious.
James Earl Jones, when did you get here?
I was always here. Anyway,
May the force be with you.
So in this instance, right? So the defining moment, I'm gonna say this is a difficulty of 3. Now, Tom, as you were the one who started the inspirational speech, what do you think this is? Is this a chaos or law move?
I mean, it could easily be a mix of both, but I feel like this is Tom. I'm leaning towards calling it a chaos because I think that Tom is he's bucking tradition here. He's talking about it from the scientific standpoint, but it's going against all of the, long-standing ideas that have led up to this point. Because sometimes that's what science is.
You're getting metaphorical with this, right?
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty of 3, which means each of you pulls a token. Now, before you pull it, just so you know, for a defining moment, this is if you fail, all the tokens in the draw will be lost if the action fails.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, each of you pull one, and we're going for chaos. We're going for chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Legend Daddies. Let's do it.
I like that. Legend Daddies, legendary. That was good.
I got a green.
Red for chaos.
I got a green for law.
Harold, what's your color coordination again?
This is green. This is green to me. It's,
right.
I have yellow and green.
Okay.
It's green.
Okay, but what is that? Does that mean chaos or law, Harold?
Chaos. Chaos.
Okay. Harold's being extra chaotic and having it backwards from the rest of us.
Anyway. All right. So that is a mixed success. Brian, that means that this is a successful action.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're going to have to discard your token.
Yeah.
This is still a mixed success. So tell me how balance helped you succeed in rallying the sad dads?
Well, it's sort of what I already, touched on a little bit of. It's that mixture of, this is a very chaotic moment of disregarding the tradition and rebelling against the very, path that has taken so many dads, the regular path that so many dads follow, and led us up to this point of having these sad dads and this wall of just lost dreams that's stuck here clogging the way, and resulted in all of these dads hanging out at the Applebee's with nowhere to go. So from that standpoint, it's very chaotic. But by the same token, it's also got that amount of law behind it, because it is that scientific method that the science dads believe in of, try and fail and try again and fail again and, keep going at it, They say that, what we've got here really is we've just found one more way not to complete all of these projects. But if we try again, if you don't let it get you down, you'll be able to make it someday. And Jumpkins, I believe that you'll be able to be a vacation dad again. And you over there, sir, you'll get to go back to being a grilling dad. And you'll get to be one of the drama dads again. You just gotta really start giving a better performance on stage, because I do remember you in that one rendition of Hamlet. It felt very strange. Just a lot of subtext in there that I did not appreciate at all.
The review was a character assassination, sir.
I mean, I didn't write the review. I just saw the play, and it was
Drama dads are so hard.
As you're giving this speech, right, some of the dads, right, the sad dads are all like, yeah, he's right. And you see Jumpkins like, for the first time in probably a decade, he starts to wipe off the nacho crumbs and the caked on beer salt on his shirt, and he straightens himself up and he's like, he's right. We're not sad dads. We're canned dads. Let's do this. And cue montage music.
Yeah.
There's suddenly, there's scenes of Brian, right, like helping them measure liquids inside of different, like, sized vials as some of the sad dads, or some of the science dads learn some of these homemade experiments that you usually do. And they're like, they're making little Connects towers, and you see one of them's got, like, liquid nitrogen, and they dip the rose in it, and they're like, whoa, and it breaks, or whatever.
Van Grossezel's out in the parking lot teaching dads how to parallel park.
Yeah, it's totally driver's ed, right? He sets up 2 cones and they're parallel parking. They're raising cars on jacks. They're modifying mufflers so they're fucking loud and they get everyone angry. That's what a car dad does.
That's what he do.
I don't have to like it, but I do respect it.
Yeah, I think Vern is rallying any like fishing dads with their own fishing poles and using those as like a pulley almost to clear things out of the way, so we have a path for moving forward. Kind of helping them re-spool all of the lines so that we can get things moved out.
Yeah,
for us.
Vern, your accomplishment is almost extra impressive, given the fact that your knowledge of knots and fishing line and the idea of leverage and pulling, right, is it speaks to not only the reject fishing dads, but the reject craft dads. And so they're able to finish up enough projects and move enough things out of the way with this combined knowledge that you're kind of rallying them with, that it clears up the path. And so suddenly you see, all right, this path of unfinished projects becomes a hall of finished projects. Suddenly there's no more waiters, there's no more beer coasters. The cheesy music playing over the speakers suddenly dies down, and you hear a very faint NPR playing.
Wow. Suddenly this Applebee's has turned into a Whole Foods.
Is that like a dad place?
It is now.
It is. It can be. It can be.
I was gonna say like maybe a Home Depot. That seems like that's the most dad place there is.
There you go. Yeah. It's a Lowe's.
I was gonna say Golden Corral, but that seems a little bit too old-fashioned.
That's where the granddads hang out.
Absolutely.
Man, I miss Golden Corral. I miss a society where Golden Corral could flourish.
Harold, I think you might just be an old soul.
I never went to Golden Corral. I've never been.
It's a harrowing experience. For sure.
I feel like it's too much.
You want to go and have like a fun conversation with a stranger by the potatoes, That's the kind of world I want to live in.
That's the last thing I want. Get rid of potatoes. Anyway, as the projects are cleared up, Van Gross Diesel brings the car around, and it's idling as you all step back in, and you see Jumpkins comes over to you all, and he's kind of sheepish a little bit. He says, "Well, guys, it just, I wanted to thank you all for doing what you've done for us, and me and the boys, we got together here and we made you something a little special." And he from behind him, he brings out a small birdhouse that they've made, and it's very finely crafted. It's got a nice finish. And he says, here you go for new possibilities, since you all helped us finish up our projects and maybe finally return to the dad clans that we've been rejected from. And he hands you all the birdhouse.
Just as one last kick in the gut, I say, you did good, son.
Brings his hand to his chest. You see a small tear, and then because all dads are suckers for sappy father-son moments, you see all the former sad dads begin to cry.
That's right.
That crying, though, is soon drowned out by the sound of Van Gross Diesel's crazy loud muffler as he fucking cranks it, bro, and speeds on
just
out.
Runs over 6 dads on the way out.
They're all still crying. It doesn't matter. It's a beautiful moment. With the accursed Applebee's behind you, the path ahead slowly rises upward until you are level with the top of the canyon walls, and you see a sight before you that only the most worthy of dads has ever witnessed. The frozen peak of the thermostat. You see its current setting is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and you feel a sudden revulsion run through the core of your very being.
I don't know, 77's good. That's pretty economical. It's not going to run too much, but it's going to keep it at a nice, ambient temperature.
It's too high.
We got to think about the heat of the entire world, though.
Okay.
Van can't have the whole world at 77.
Where are we politically here? Is 77 too high or is it too low? I don't know.
77 is too high. That's at the upper bound of what's acceptable room temperature for experimentation.
Are we saying, do we keep it at 80 just to make sure that the bill isn't too high?
What?
Is that what we're doing?
No, we got to cool our planet again.
I'm just saying that thing is going to run all damn day and cool off rooms that nobody's in, and that's just going to burn a hole in the ozone. Actually.
I mean, let's be real. It's a very inefficient system that we have going on here. It seems like we are literally trying to heat up the whole neighborhood and beyond, but fact remains that right now it's a little too high.
Wait. In this universe as well, if the thermostat, which runs the temperature of the whole Dadlands, if it's too high, temperature-wise, is that good for the planet because we're not burning too much energy, or is it bad for the planet because it's not cooling too much?
Well, here, let me continue, and then we're gonna get to this conflict.
Okay, this is dad
Yes.
politics. We all need to figure this out.
A group of skeletons is amassed around the massive stone up and down arrow buttons that control the
Holy
temperature.
shit, that escalated really quickly.
There's some undads.
Oh my god, we probably should have focused on them first.
You examine the remains and see they're holding diaper bags, baby Bjorns, and strollers. These are the remains of the new dads, fanatics who roam the Dadlands, baby-proofing everything they touch. They were thought to have been destroyed after the Great Crisis of the Middle Age. The new dads must have attempted to find the perfect temperature for the storied newborns. The fools. All dads know the newborns are myth, much like the wives and children spoken of in the ancient scrolls. You step out onto the precipice and are bathed in the green glow of the temperature readout. You have arrived at your goal. Balance is within reach. Now, you must make a choice together that will shape the Dadlands for years to come. What is the right temperature?
And back to it. Here we are again. What is the right temperature? Holy crap. I knew it. I knew it was all going to come down to this. Also, new dads? They're dead?
They're dead. They didn't make it past the Middle Age War.
Again,
That explains where John is.
One of them has a name tag that says John.
So there's no families, but the concept of the dad is still there. So we're all really just horribly tormented humans that are without our families and our family structures. We're just living in the absence of the thing that created our identity.
And now we see the true horror of the Dadlands.
Oh my god, this place is horrifying.
We're like the Ents from Lord of the Rings, but dads.
It's like we were Ents, but the forest is gone.
Yeah.
Like we're just standing there in the middle of the desert. Holy crap, this is sad. Okay, temperature, right?
Right. None of this is adjusting the temperature.
Well, fellas, I hate to be the one to ask this, and if you guys get upset with me, that's your prerogative. But is this thing only in Fahrenheit? Because Celsius would be, the more. That's the more globally standard option to.
Are you a foreign dad?
Temperature here.
I was gonna say this is America.
it's just a more precise. Is it? I don't know.
No, it's not. It's Dadlands now, actually. So.
I mean, my point is just that it's a more standard system. It's a more precise way of calculating.
Look, if this is at 77 degrees Celsius, then we're all screwed right now.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean, obviously right now I assume it's not 77 Celsius because we're standing here feeling okay, but
you see there's a settings button, like a massive settings button over to the side of it that you can probably like click enough to get through to get it to Celsius.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is like a digital readout. It's not like
it's a digital readout, right? The green light that you're bathed in is slowly, it's blinking off and on. It just says 77.
Is it like a Nest? Is it Wi-Fi Bluetooth incorporated, or is it also keeping track of the refrigerator as well?
Nah, dude, we're talking old school. You probably crack that thing open. It's got a mercury thing on the inside.
With a mercury thing with a little plastic knob on the side, right? The little plastic tab.
So like digital readout, but analog controls.
Just getting more and more environmentally unsound here. So
yeah.
All right, dads. Here's my plan. I say we get some fishing line. We get it up over that knob, and I drive as hard as I can, and we move that knob wherever we got it moved to.
Wait, no, it's not a knob. It's buttons. We
Buttons.
just established
Is it buttons, or it's a little tab? It's a little tab. You got to move it up inside.
No, it's buttons.
I said buttons.
Technology.
We just have to decide. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like it's not an issue of manually controlling it. It's an issue of deciding what the number
what the
should
correct
be.
temperature is.
What temperature does the Dadlands deserve?
And it could come down to the fact that there are dad haves and dad have-nots.
You know what? I say I'm thinking about the future. We set it at a very temperate 78. That way, it's not running too often, you don't burn too much energy, and we won't have to worry about the electric bill. Everybody will be happy. This is about as middle ground as I can be.
That's not a half bad suggestion on some level, my friend, but I gotta ask you, what about all the dads who like wearing sweater vests? That might be a little toasty for them.
The drama dads are going to be in trouble.
Long sleeves, second layer. I mean, you're gonna be ruling out a lot of potential wardrobe options if that's what we're going with.
But I mean, think about the dads in the middle of the night who have to have to do illegal car races like the car dads. Of course, you want to be able to do your racing in a temperate temperature.
I feel like I should maybe ignore one of the words that you said there in that sentence and not worry about it too much, or else I'm gonna have to report you to the cop dads who are also the dad cops.
Oh shit!
Yep.
With our cop dads here too. God damn.
78 just seems a little too darn high to me. You ask me, that's a little too much.
I agree. As I said before, I think 75 is the appropriate temperature. It's nice and cool, doesn't run all of the time. Gives us a nice bit of balance, right?
But the electric bill, that's gonna cut into our car customization budget. I mean, every tick of the dial is another $25 every month, don't you know?
I mean, it seems to me like maybe we should go for something even a little lower. I know that during the hot seasons, that's going to be meaning that it's running a little more, but it does mean that during the cold seasons, it's not running as much. And that's when you're really burning a lot of the, energy that's going into it. It's a lot more efficient to just, raise the lower temperature up a little bit rather than cutting down. So I would say we should probably go for nice middle of the road where you consider room temperature. Scientifically, that's going to be about 22 degrees Celsius, maybe a little higher. And that means in Fahrenheit, and Tom pulls out a little pocket calculator. It's got the solar strip on it. He does a quick calculation just to make sure he knows what he's talking about. And he says, Fahrenheit, that's going to be about 72 degrees. So I'd say about 72 is where we want this thing. And that's at most.
No, I think kind of a middle of the road here. So it's, again, 75, not too hot, like with almost at 80 with your 78, not too cold with the 72 there. set it at a nice, like, middle of the road. So it stays cool in the summer, stays warm in the winter. Doesn't burn too much energy either way.
Well, I do like the efficiency of that. That does sound like it's doing a pretty good job of cutting down on some issues, whichever way you're looking at it.
Well, I've said what I've had to say. You see how you feel when bill time comes around, when all the dads have to get together and pay our bills, as we do.
Van, I'm not sure what you're talking about. We just make the accountant dads do that. That's not a problem for us.
That's sacrilegious. Yeah. Any good dad in the Dadlands is doing his own budget.
Every good dad is going to be doing his own budget, but we're not the ones who have to be paying for the thermostat necessarily.
The car dads are notoriously bad at budgeting since all their money goes into their cars.
The council takes care of that.
So are you saying that the government of the Dadlands is taking care and incorporating, like, this is like a socialized system where, like, our energy bills are being taken care of by the state?
Alex, explain the economy of the Dadlands to me real quick.
Yeah, we're going to need a breakdown. How is this handled?
As you can see from the 2 pages of rules, it goes into so much detail about the society of the Dadlands.
Who has to pay? That's what it comes down to. Who is paying for the temperature?
Does this come out of the annual tax, or is this like an income tax kind of thing? Or is this, again, going back to the bills?
Are we supposed to be paying taxes? Or do we even pay taxes?
I would assume that a good dad in the Dadlands is not paying his fair share of taxes like a good like a good dad does. He figures out his loopholes and got his deductions, of course.
Well, yeah, you got to save some money for the family whenever that might happen again.
That's why you have to have at least a 2 to 3 dependents for like the entire life, because so you can claim the minor taxes.
Yeah.
I'm claiming Jumpkins as a dependent from now on.
He does look at you as a dad now. Anyway, so yeah, you all come to the consensus, right? Some of you begrudgingly, to a readout of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Together, you all rise up, moving the skeletons of the new dads across. One of you accidentally steps on the John skeleton. And and you press down twice on the ancient stone down button. And you see the blinking light blinks once and shows 76, then blinks again and shows 75, as the mountain begins to rumble as the air conditioner that governs the temperature of the Dadlands comes to life, slowly cooling the world by 2 degrees.
Oh wow, we really are cooling down the whole neighborhood.
Wow, I didn't realize global warming was really such a thing until now. Now that it personally affects me, I have learned.
The science stats have been talking about that for a while. We've been warning you about how that situation could develop.
No. Like any good dad, I don't believe that things are real until I personally experience them.
Oh, the science dads, the climate science dads, and the all car dads are really at odds with one another because these are 2 diametrically opposed world views, right? Car dads will never yield to driving the cars, while climate scientist dads know the truth. The dad convenient truth.
Car dads use science,
for speed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We have a mutual. The regular science dads and the car dads do have a good respect for each other. But
those loser climate science dads, they're over there on the West End in their Birkenstocks and their vegan diets.
Yeah, the climate change dads, they're a little more hardline, although they do appreciate the small subsect of car dads who are the Tesla dads.
Oh yeah, those dads will not shut up.
I hate all of this.
Should we go play motherfucking Crab Trackers now and stuff?
Alex, surely you're not also regretting the mini tiny system that you pulled together and are realizing how little content there really is.
Not at all.
As much fun as it is, don't get me wrong.
You all cram back into the muscle car and speed your way back to the horizon, knowing that you have made a choice that will affect the way that the Dadlands is shaped for eons to come. But you all find peace in that, knowing that the warring dad clans, for once, have all come together for a great solution to one of the biggest issues that has ever faced all of dadkind. And the sun sets on another adventure in the Dadlands. Back in the kitchen, the grandfather, asleep on his bed, tosses and turns. His brow furrows, and he gasps for air as his mind is troubled by visions of the coming catastrophe. In his dreams, he sees verdant green fields. The grass sways gently as a cool breeze passes over it. Above is a blue, clear sky. Suddenly, a darkness overcomes the land as the gentle breeze becomes a violent wind. A shadow stretches across the horizon as the sun becomes a blood-red eclipse. A spark of electricity flashes in the air and begins to form a circle of blinding light. Slowly, the electricity begins to stabilize, and out of the portal comes a group of dads, each carrying a grocery bag with a jug of milk in one hand and a rectangular carton in the other. The grandfather suddenly opens his eyes and sits up. He wipes the sweat from his brow and takes a shuddered breath. Staring out his window, he sees a storm in the distance. The time has come. They have returned. The cigarette dads.
Whoa, gross. It's like your dad.
It's gonna make a man out of you. Smoke a cigarette.
But here, I did chance.
That'll get us canceled on Spotify. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Hey.
Wow, what an epilogue. I bet the car dads and the cigarette dads will probably make some sort of alliance, but so long as they don't smoke
in the
with
coming conflict, right? They will be the first to fall.
It's going going to be a new war of the dads.
Oh man.
All right.
Dad apocalypse.
Don't get me started on the vape dads.
We did it. We did a whole adventure in less than 2 hours. I never thought it would happen.
Look at us.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Look at that. I'll be right back, son.
Okay.